arrived early Saturday morning, July 25th. The trailhead was quiet except for an occasional car passing on the Mountain Loop Highway. This hike had been on my bucket list for a lot of years. I had made it to the edge of Glacier Basin a number of times, but this time my brother Wes and we were set to make it all the way to the head of the basin. The trail to Glacier Basin passes through 4 miles of dense forest along the Sauk River before coming to the old town site of Monte Cristo. The trail was once the Everett and Monte Cristo Railroad, connecting the old mining district to the outside world. Over the last few years, the river has washed away a portion of the old roadbed, exposing the railroad tracks that were laid down in the early 1890s. Just as you are walking into Monte Cristo, you find 2 large old signs welcoming visitors. The signs are from the late 1960s or early 70s when one could drive to Monte Cristo. On December 26, 1980, a massive flood washed out all the bridges isolating Monte Cristo. The town of Monte Cristo was founded in 1889 by prospectors searching for gold and silver in the Cascade Mountains. The area is rich with relics from that time period. The old train turntable that spun locomotives around still turns after all these years. We stopped in Monte Cristo for a short lunch break, enjoying the daisies, the old cabins, the mountains, and the blue sky. After lunch, we headed up the trail, crossing 76th Creek and continuing uphill following Dumas Street, the old thoroughfare of Monte Cristo. Along the street is Peabody's Garage. Frank Peabody was one of the first prospectors. I wonder if this was his place. For the first half mile above Monte Cristo, the trail follows an old railroad grade along Glacier Creek. From here, the climb gets steep, passing Glacier Falls. It's an awesome place just to look over the valley. We then crossed into Henry Jackson Wilderness and skirted the northeast edge of Mystery Hill. Eventually the trail levels out a bit and enters Glacier Basin. The basin is a cirque of jumbled rocks and boulders with gold and silver mines here and there. To the east is Monte Cristo Peak, to the south is Wilmans, and to the north is Foggy and Cadet Peaks. It's an extremely rugged landscape. At the very head of the basin is Ray's Knoll, rising a couple hundred feet above the valley floor. It's where we called home for the night. I went out walking until just before dark. The cold air coming off of the snowfields chilled to the bone. I just wanted to wrap myself up around the small fire Wes had built when I got back to camp. I'm not sure which hurt more, the cold or the warming up. We woke up early the next morning, had a light breakfast, and headed back the way we came. At the entrance to the basin, I looked back and saw Ray's Knoll where we had spent the night. There was great joy in actually being here, and at the same time, a little sadness that we were now leaving.